Well, good morning. Welcome to Simply Living PEI, and it is a slightly misty day on the island. So we're going to actually make some relish today. So we picked some zucchini. I'll show you the zucchini. They're in the house. But I thought I'd show you just kind of what kind of a mess the garden's in, of course. But I mean, we're keeping up on it a little better. But we have tomatoes galore. I am so happy with our tomatoes. We also picked some onions and some cucumbers. We have beautiful sunflowers, but let me show you what we got in the garden, okay? So our little trellis system is working, but I should not have used string. It looks like I should probably get like a small nylon cord or something. So this has turned out to be a great idea. I'm really happy with this. But check out the tomatoes, guys. See them in there? Look at all the tomatoes. We have Roma tomatoes absolutely everywhere. Excuse me, I was pulsing onions this morning. I am sniffling. But the tomatoes are doing fabulous. I am so happy. This makes me happy. And then the beefsteaks. Remember how tiny these guys were? Check that out. Oh, looks like I missed a tomato cage. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. But we have beefsteaks. So that makes me beyond happy. Oh, yeah, of course. More volunteer sunflowers. Now, like I said, I pulled a few onions yesterday, some of the littler ones. So now you know when an onion is ready, because you see how these guys, see how they're starting to flop? Some of them are seriously still growing. Now, the ones that I picked yesterday, they probably shouldn't have been picked, but the only reason I say they shouldn't is because it was still wet. Onions, garlic, they really should be picked when they're dry, but you know, hey, it happens. Now, our bottom garden, yeah, when the corn didn't come up, I admit we got a little discouraged with this garden, and this is seriously embarrassing. Yeah, it's a huge mess, but I have discovered, I gotta switch arms here, guys. I've discovered that these weeds around the beans have been actually pretty beneficial. There's been a lot of bees over here. So I've had like 4 picks of beans. It's been fabulous. And I was all worried because I had to replant to begin with. So it makes me really happy. And then yesterday, the zucchini that Mom and I pulled, and they're still, well, let me show you. Look at that beautiful zucchini, guys. Oh, we've had a crow. I guess I better get my little reflective tape going out here. But check that out. And there's still a couple more in here growing. It does really annoy me when the crows get in the garden and start, you know, tapping on my vegetables. Oh, there's a big old bee over there looking for a flower. But the last thing over here, remember those mystery squash? I'm going to have to go in and look at the video and try and remember what these things are called. But they're spreading out, which is phenomenal. Spreading out farther than I thought they would. Oops, sorry guys. The corn's doing nothing. That was such a waste. So that whole field has just gone to nothing but weed. And I really shouldn't have done that. But check out the mystery squash. There's one here I'll show you. But there's a few others growing through here too. There's our little mystery squash. I really can't remember what it's called. And the tag is still there. Let me see if I can get the tag here, guys. Oh yeah. That's what they are. And we have some. Where'd he go? Oh, there's the bee. There he is. Put that back in there. And then finally, in amongst all the weeds here, The red onions are still growing. They're growing healthy. They're growing big. I'm just gonna let them keep going. So, do you guys remember the melons? Do you remember those melons that we just found in the compost pile? Well, that's them. There's actually melons in that mess. I couldn't believe it. We have little melons amongst this mess of leaves. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, wait a minute. I think I already did. Oh, I'm still sniffling. Sorry, guys. But look at this. This is all from that little mess and mass. And check it out. We have a cantaloupe. Isn't that just fabulous? But I know there's another one in here somewhere, but for the life of me, I won't find it. But the cucumber is down here, and he's trying as well, but look what was in amongst the cucumber. Another tomato. Seriously, tomatoes. Tomatoes everywhere. Yeah, that garden's pretty messy too, but that's that volunteer pumpkin. We're gonna go there next. Well, there's our one success in this garden, guys, and it wasn't even intentional. So we have pumpkins. Check it out. I think Mom and I counted 6 of them. But that mess down there, see that mess down there? That's the broccoli that I'm now mad at, and I didn't bother weeding at all. I didn't weed that broccoli at all because I got mad. I shouldn't get mad. It's not the garden's fault. Because I finally got broccoli heads. First time. So now I know, yeah, I can grow broccoli. They were growing beautifully. They were perfect. Went to go and pick the biggest one, and it's full of earwigs. So there goes the broccoli. But anyway, guys, that's a quick little update on the garden. We're keeping up to it a little bit better. The back and everything, you know, they have a hard time because, yeah, we're old. Mother's here. We're making her not do a lot, but it's kind of like pulling teeth, of course, because it's Mother. And if you know me and you know my family, you know what I mean. So we're going to go in. I'll show you those wicked zucchinis we picked yesterday. We've already graded one up because we'll talk about the zucchini relish here. But that's the garden. Now let's process some of the garden. Well, these are some of those onions that I picked yesterday. Now, like I said, we picked them on a wet day, and you really should pick them on a dry day. But when you know an onion is ready, is they sit like that in the garden. So basically the top flops over, and usually the bottom leaf or two is starting to go. A couple of them were in there a little too long. But if you leave them in there too long from here, that's when they start attracting all the bugs. But cannot wait to dig into more of these onions. I'm so impressed. I'm happy with how they came out. So we are starting the process for zucchini relish. And those are some zucchinis. We only grated up the big one. And I'll share the picture of Mom in her hand. But yeah, these ones are small compared to that one. That is 7 cups of shredded zucchini, and there's another bowl with 7 more cups. 14 cups of grated zucchini, 4 cups of grated onion, and 5 green peppers, I think. But they were all put through the food processor and salted and drained. Now to add everything else. And 2.5 cups of granulated sugar next. Tablespoon of nutmeg and a tablespoon of turmeric. And And 2.5 cups of vinegar now to start cooking. Okay, so 2 big zucchinis. Don't forget, I'm going to show you that picture of Mom with the big one. We did not use the red sweet peppers because, one, I don't have any in the garden. My green peppers aren't big enough. And they were stupid expensive. So this is what we used. Veggies don't have to look perfect to be good. If you need veggies and you need them on the cheap, those naturally imperfect no names, oh, they're the best. So now this is going to cook for 45 minutes, and then Mom and I will be here and we're going to jar all this up. Alrighty, so do not touch the inside of the jars.
No.
It is zucchini canning time. So this guy is just so we can put stuff on. Alright, so when you do the zucchini relish, you need an inch of headspace. So we only fill it to there.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Now it's hot. Give it a stir as you're doing it. So, because it's thick, right? Well, it's not thick. So normally in these little jars, 1 scoop. So we'll have to take some out later. That's all right. We have spoons for that. Next jar, please, madam. Don't strain the juice out. No, don't strain the juice out. That's all the good stuff. Put her right in there. Scoop her in. See?
A little bit better with each one.
Yep. So there's some bigger pieces because last time I made zucchini relish, I chopped it all up by hand. We can use a teaspoon to move some stuff around too. Mom, don't worry about it too much. Here, I gotta give this a big stir. Gotta keep mixing it up so that way we get equal amounts of liquid in everything, okay? See? Give her shaky. Little high, no worries. Ooh, that's hot.
It is.
Oh, you put a funnel over my hand.
Oh.
So now my steam canner will hold 7 of these little jars comfortably. The recipe, you put it into 500 milliliter jars, but I can't eat that much at once. So we do the little half pints. Processing time does not change, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, air bubbles. Perfect. All right, let's move this out of the way. Now, we got to move some stuff around. That's easy to do. So this jar here, perfect. See, 1 inch. Well, just shy of 1 inch. Not gonna hurt a thing. This guy, we'll put a tiny bit more. But these guys, we're gonna take a spoon out and we'll put it in there.
They were trial jars.
So as long as you don't touch it, you can move it around, okay guys? Oh, that one's got to take some out too. There we go. Let's give her a tappy. Easiest way to get the air bubbles out when you do relish.
There's your lids.
I haven't pulled them out. Alrighty, so can you pass me a paper towel, please, Mother? So when you wipe them down, so pressure canning, you always wipe the rims down with vinegar. When you're doing relish and pickles, hot water works. But when you're also doing relish and vinegar, there's lots of vinegar already in there. But if you do pickles or anything, 1 little celery seed, and you're putting that jar in the fridge.
Oh, why?
Because now it's not sealed.
Oh.
So you gotta wipe the lids. Now when you're wiping the lids down, you're also checking for cracks because you can feel it, right? If there's a crack or a nick in the jar, you're gonna feel it through the paper towel. One more. Alrighty, now top drawer there, Mom, far left-hand side. Grab us some rings.
Oh, you want rings?
Yeah, we need rings. You gotta put the rings on. Can't process it without the rings. All right. How many we got? We got 6?
7.
7?
You want that?
Oh, no, we're going to use more later anyway. That one we need to recycle. Can you grab me one more, please? For later? Okay. Now, one of the kickers with current modern lids. So, all the Bernardin and Ball recipes are based off the modern equipment, right? You no longer have to heat the lids.
Oh.
It's a different kind of rubber, but it still seals. So if you're using rings, like if you're still a glass jar or a Tattler ring or whatever, those you put on hot. But the new Ball and Bernardin, don't forget, Bernardin is just Ball, just the Canadian arm. Same company. But you do not have to put the lids in the water anymore, but when you pull them out, try not to touch the lid, okay? Alrighty, Mom. So, that lid, see how he's got a ding in it? And like the rubber is kind of not perfect?
Oh, yeah. Garbage.
But when you look at it, it's got a dent where the rubber is. So those recycle. We'll look at your lids, okay? Instant recycle. In case you're wondering, Freddie just snuck in. He's like, you're videoing. So he just snuck away. And then finger tape. That's it. Ta-da! So in the canner they go. That's the one we're recycling, or is that the new one? That's the new one.
Yeah, it's kind of this is the one we recycle.
So don't crank them on either, guys. Literally, when I say finger tight, just finger tight. Because once you process them, the lids can buckle. And now you've just wasted a good jar and a good lid. Pressure canning is the same. Just ping, and then that's it. See? That's it. Just like that.
I don't know why Terry tightens his up so tight.
We have enough room for one more jar.
Oh, good.
Okay. So let me grab one more. There you go, pop it in there now. Now, obviously, there's more in here than we're going to get in the canner. But once the canner's cold, you just warm it all back up again. You'll be fine. Hold on. Gotta clean the lid there, lady. All right, so go ahead and set it on the top. And then just give her a spin, and now give it a little bit of a finger tight. Done. That's it. Where did I put the canner lid? Oh, it's right there on the chair. Can you pass me the lid, please, Mom?
Oh, this ain't your pressure canner.
No, this is the steam canner. So now when we came here, because of the glass top stove, you can't use a traditional canner on a glass top stove because it's not flat. This guy here is a steam canner. It is... You can use a water bath or steam. I always use it on steam. But if you steam can, you leave the lid on longer than standard water bath. Just water bath, shut the burner off, leave the lid on, 10 minutes, take it off, take them out. Steam bath, bring it up to the gauge, which is the green zone. I'll show it to you. I'll take a picture so you can see. Leave it on the green zone, do your processing time, shut it off, but you need to leave this guy for a minimum of a half an hour before you take that lid off.
Oh,
okay. See the little dial up there?
Yeah.
See the green zone up here?
Yeah.
Once it gets to the green zone, we leave the relish in here for the processing time that's on the recipe.
Oh.
So I'll link the Bernardin recipe down below, and when these are ready, we'll show you what they look like. So, it's been a couple of days. The rest of the relish is over there. We got 14 jars. This is the one Mama's taking home. So now I had to label them Zook, because normally there's red peppers in there and you can tell the difference, but I wasn't about to pay $4.99 a pound just to have a little bit of red in my zucchini relish. Mom, we still have 2 zucchinis left. So we're going to have to grate those up and put them in the freezer. But we're going to cheat, see? Here you go, Mother. I'll let you do that. So we're going to make carrot cake with zucchini for Wednesday. might as well use it up. And then, of course, today we made homemade macaroni and cheese and cheddar pizza for lunch because, you know, hey, when you're busy, it's cheddar pizza. So I'll post the recipe for the zucchini relish. I'll put it down below. I'll also post the link for the National Center for Home Preservation because if you want to get into canning, you got to do her safe. Best frame of reference ever is the National Center for Home Preservation, and they even have a cookbook that you can order. I don't have mine yet. I got to get one. Zucchini relish tasted good though, didn't it, Mom?
Yes, it did.
Woo.
Very good.
So now she's going to take it home and she'll eat it once and then she'll save it because it's my mother. So that's it for us for now. We're going to do a little bit more exploring on the island before Mother goes home. So like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time as we do our Simpler Life on PEI.
Bye. See you later.
Bye for now.